This is Pam Smith with Farm Journal Magazine, and I'm here with Darrin Ihnen from South Dakota, President of the National Corn Growers Association. And we've been talking about a lot of things here at the convention. But tell us what the corn crop, I mean, you said you haven't gotten all your corn out yet, right?
That's right. We're still harvesting. We had a tough fall last year with a lot of rain, a lot of high moisture corn. Fortunately, we had a lot of bushels, so that slowed the harvest down. But the corn's standing good, and we expect to get it out here in the next week or two.
What's the acreage projection look like to you? Will we have more corn acres next year?
Well, it's projected that corn acres are supposed to be up. It's going to be a challenge because I think everybody's wet this spring, and so what Mother Nature gives us here in the next month or two will really determine where the corn acreage is going to shake out, because we were wet. For our example, in South Dakota, we were wet coming into the last fall, and we've had a lot of snow, and so we're going to need a lot of acres to produce the bushels that we need, but at the same time it'll fall back to Mother Nature.
Daryl, what do you see as the biggest challenge facing corn growers right now, both from a policy standpoint and just being on the farm?
Well, the biggest challenge, I think, a couple areas. One is pushing back on the negative and the misinformation about corn growers, about agriculture as a whole. And so, again, we're working on some activism, some grassroots campaigns where we get the membership and get farmers at the local level engaged, writing letters to the editor, using social media to push back on the negative things that are out there. And that still ties in with everything on the policy front in Washington, D.C., because some of that negative stuff seems like it wants to work its way into policy, and those mistruths dictate a bad policy position. And so we continue to work hard in Washington, D.C., whether it's on the indirect land use issue, whether it's on using higher blends for ethanol, trade, just all those things National Corn Growers will continue to work on from a policy perspective.
What is the situation with ethanol right now? I know you're pushing for a larger blend, right?
Well, we need to. The RFS says we've got to blend more and more gallons of ethanol, a great renewable product, but at the same time, we're limited by the fact that we're up to the blend wall. I mean, almost all the gas that we can get a 10% blend into has been accomplished. And so for us to follow the law of the RFS, we got to have the ability to use higher blends such as E15.
So for this campaign that you talked about with getting farmers more active, what would you say to a local grower? I mean, how do they learn how to do that better?
Well, it's a challenge sometimes because it gets us out of our comfort zone. But our state corn grower associations, the National Corn Growers Association, has the tools and the expertise in helping us as an individual farmer write a letter to the editor or pick up the phone and call your congressional representatives to talk about topics, because farmers are the most respected voice out there, and we've proven through our polling that congressional folks want to hear from growers directly, not just from lobbyists or other people outside of agriculture. And so that's the challenge, is just educating, and it's nothing that we don't do every day in the coffee shop, but now we just got to carry it to the next level and do it in the newspaper, local media, national media.
Last year was a really, really long season for a lot of guys. What do you say to them? Here we are, you're not even done with your crop and you're already looking at planting again. How do you keep your spirits up?
Well, some days it's tough. How I kept my spirits up was we had a brand new baby granddaughter last fall, and so when the times were a little tough, when I knew that she was up the house with Grandma, I'd go up there and that would put a smile on my face. And it's those kind of things, I think, family and family relationships that help you get through a tough fall. And you've got to be joking. I've been talking with our local dealerships saying, I want a planter I can hook behind my combine so I can one pass. I'm going to put corn and plant something behind it in the same pass. So you got to joke around, or just like any business, or it just gets you. And if it gets to you, then it's no fun. And we've got to keep it fun, just like anything else that everybody else might do in their life. If it's not fun, it's not worth it.
All right. Thanks a lot.